Wow, wow. Oh, wow, wow. So, guys, with all this talk of Hermes Gasparini and some of the top arm wrestlers, it got me thinking about Kurdecha. Where is Kurdecha been? He hasn't competed since he faced Corey West, and that was back several months ago. But we've also seen him sparring with Denis Cyplenkov recently as well, and people seem to forget that he has beaten Hermes Gasparini. That was back in November of 2021, and he beat him pretty convincingly at the time with hand control. Let's go over that match right here. This is round one right here. And you can see Hermes looks a lot bigger now than he did back then, but he still was, I would say, on the pancakes there, if you will. This was like a little bit before he beat Matt Mask and got his vengeance. So they slip, they go to the straps there in round one. Let's skip to the strap match here. All right. And Hermes had a pretty good hit there, but then you could see Kurdecha able to stop it and drag. Yeah, the elbow foul. Man, that guy's got such a long arm. It's like he has to literally hunch down to get to the table. That guy's huge. So there's the elbow foul on Kurdecha there, round one. Let's see what happens on the restart here. Ref script, man, so much time just spent in setting these guys up. Because that's the thing with two top rollers, it's like who can get the minor advantage in the setup is usually the one. If the strength level is similar, then that's the person with the slightly better advantage is going to win. Let's see how this one goes right here. Round one. One foul on Kurdecha. Wow, wow. Hermes not able to post over Kurdecha and get him palm under. That's like, that was impressive. That was impressive. That was round one. Let's go to the second round. So they're in the straps here. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, there you see Hermes' wrist going back there. Like you see his, Hermes' style is really just posting and using that, just like a hammer curl, just getting that high position and rising and then going to the side. But you can see him getting stretched out. Kurdecha just able to use his lat and drag back there. And then we see Hermes' wrist flopping back here. And once it was thought at that time that once Hermes loses his wrist, he's completely done. And in most matches, that seems to be the case. But we saw against Levon that even with Hermes' wrist back, he was able to fight in that flop position. So that may be something that has changed with Hermes since this match. But I think ideally, obviously, he would prefer to have his strong top roll position. But there you see Kurdecha up 2-0. Let's go to the next match here. Man, you can see Hermes just starting early. He seems uncomfortable in the setup there. Oh, here's the next start. Man, such a good top roll from Kurdecha. When you have like a 350-pound man just hanging down like that, it's hard to do anything unless you have a decent hook enough to like supinate him in. But he also was sparring with Kurdecha. This was, let's see when this was. This was about 3 months ago. This was after one of the East versus West events, and this is Denis on his comeback tour here just training. And Kurdecha, I don't know if it's just me, but in this he looks a lot smaller. He looks like he's like off season. Again, smaller is a relative term to his previous size or some of his bigger sizes, but maybe it's just the haircut. Maybe that's throwing me off. With the shorter haircut, he looks smaller. But again, still a massive dude. I think he's like 6'6". Wow. Wow. Denis, so impressive. And you can tell Denis is not even going all out. He's just slow pulling, basically. Super crazy stuff. Which again, Denis versus John, he was almost just like training with him. I mean, it was just super comfortable win. And as Devin has said, Denis could be the closest guy to Levon at number 2. So, man, it's exciting to see Denis coming back. Let's see this next pull here. You can see Kurdecha is not, he's looking at that hand, he's trying to get an angle to where he'll be able to peel Denis's hand open enough to apply side pressure, but he's more in a defensive position because Denis's wrist and side pressure is intact there. This is a very similar position to John Brzenk versus Denis. Cyplenkov looking super, super strong. But if we remember Kurdecha's last super match, that was against Corey West. And that was a very, very close match, I will say. But Kurdecha definitely looked very impressive. This is the first start here.
So many lessons to be learned from this first hit. Turn for me. Turn for me. A little bit more. Come on, help me out.
Corey's wrist is still not straight there.
Wrist. Go! Big draw! Look at that massive drive!
And you can see the elbow foul on Kurdecha. He tends to go off the back of the pad if he feels uncomfortable, it looks like. Let's go to the start here. So they get to the straps.
Second hand. Go! Underway we go! In the hammer stride and Kurdecha. Waited a little bit there and mistimed that. And that's a big counter.
Wow. So you can see Kurdecha has a decent top roll position, but he's not able to fully take Corey's hand and get him in a better position. Corey still has enough access in that hook there in the strap.
Waited a little bit there and mistimed that.
And then he goes to the side. That was round 1, but the whole match was, man, it was a very close match.
It is as simple as that.
Oh, there was a foul. They called the elbow foul on Corey West. I remember that. So that was an official pin. Here's the restart. Similar position.
Hand and wrist and needs to hang there. Don't keep adjusting the position, but he's a little turning point, but again, both adjustments. That was a foul, I believe.
They call another foul on Corey. Corey's very upset. Kurdecha looks absolutely massive here, like bigger than in that pull against Denis, if you know what I'm talking about, the one I just showed. Like it looks like he's slightly bigger for sure.
Good position for a top roll, to be honest.
But that makes Kurdecha up 1-0. Let's go to the next round here. Man, Kurdecha made an adjustment there. If you saw, he kind of gave his own. He almost did a low hand top roll, kind of went. How do I describe that? Radial deviation downwards with his wrist so that he's able to apply more side pressure and pronation against Corey, who was just trying to supinate. And he got in a much better position here in this round. But still hard to pin Corey. I'm surprised Corey is able to hold on so much in that position.
Corey West is fighting perfectly at the base and just needs to dig and wait for the balance point.
There you see Kurdecha, the second win there. Go to the next round here.
Chaos here in this movement from Alex. And that drive to the side combined with the explosivity, it's very difficult to put the brakes on this man. Corey West applying that back pressure.
Oh, wow. So there's that. And that was the win. Corey had to pull out. I think he had an injury or something like that. But, man, this video I wanted to talk about Kurdecha because this guy's an absolute monster. And just because we haven't seen him for a little while, it seems like he hasn't had a super match in a while, or at least, you know, people tend to forget about these athletes sometimes. But when he comes back, man, I'm expecting him to come back with a boom and hopefully have a big match. I'm not too sure who would be a good match for him. Maybe someone like Ravaz or like Dave Chafee even potentially. We'll have to see where he's at. But I'm hoping that he's on an East versus West card soon or King of the Table just with a big match. But who do you guys think is a good match? I'm curious. Leave some suggestions as far as who this Polish giant should face in his next match. And what do you guys think about him? Do you guys think that he can be one of those guys who in the future will be able to go up against Levon at the top spot of the sport, or does he need a lot more time, or what do you think about that? So leave a comment. I'm out. I'll catch you guys later.